Peace, kings and queens. Welcome to another episode of At the King's Table. I'm your host, author and life coach, Bernard King. We're just going to spend some time this evening. I want to discuss some things that one of my members of At the King's Table, which is an exclusive private group. I know many of y'all have emailed my team asking how to get involved with At the King's Table. And it's not a secret society, but it is a group of collective individuals that are very conscious and loyal to consciousness and evolution. With that being said, continue putting your applications in, and my team is reviewing the applications. Now, with that being said, someone in the elite group at the King's Table had emailed me about this topic that I want to discuss tonight. And it's very dear to my heart because I've experienced it. I know how it feels. But at the same time, we have to understand that there's nothing that happens to us for no reason. Okay? Kings and queens. And with that being said, I just kind of want to talk about when family hurts you, okay? They want me to discuss that, okay? You know, my sessions is always real, off the cuff. I may have some notes, but I'm going to speak from my heart. I'm not about numbers. Those who know me, I'm not about numbers, and I think that's why At the King's Table and I Am Bernard King and my books do so well, because I'm not concerned about the numbers. I'm concerned about the community that I'm building. Those who participate or feel a calling towards I Am Bernard King community, those are the ones that are meant to be, But anyway, this evening, we're addressing something many of us carry in silence. When family hurts you. We've all been told family is everything. But what happens when the one who was supposed to love us end up wounding us the most? What do we do with the pain, the betrayal, the confusion? This evening, we're going to unpack it, name it, feel it, and most importantly, begin the process of healing. So this is your invitation to be honest, to be open, and be free. Take a deep breath, kings and queens. Let's open it. Let's talk about it. I want to begin with this uncomfortable truth. Family can hurt you deeper than anyone else. And mostly because they know your in and outs. They know everything about you, right? And because when love is expected, but pain is received, it creates an emotional debt that feels impossible to reconcile. We grew up with sayings like family's first, blood is thicker than water, you only get one family. But let's be honest, for some of us, family didn't mean warmth. It meant walking on eggshells. It meant betrayal. It meant survival. Being personal, I grew up with my mom. When I was growing up in my formative years, we always had family that would come up and stay with us. You know what I mean? Because my family is from the country. A small little county, Marion County, about 30 miles from the beach. And my parents, when they came up to Charlotte, North Carolina, it was still country, Charlotte, They came up for an opportunity, and they wanted to come to Charlotte and experience an opportunity that was different from the country, or they call it down home. So my mom will always have aunts and sisters and brothers and come and stay with us. So, from the age of probably 6 all the way up to probably 13, 15, I've always had during the summer family members to come up and stay with us. So I understand how family can do you. So with that being saying, many of us learned early that love was conditional, that if we didn't perform, please, or play a certain role, we weren't worthy of affection and support from our loved ones. So we carry that pain into manhood, sisterhood, fatherhood, motherhood, into relationships, and into silence. But this evening, I want to break that silence and discuss it, because a wound that is never acknowledged will never heal. You are not disloyal for telling the truth. You are brave. Let's look at the different ways this pain shows up, right? You're in the house, but you're never emotionally fed. You become the quiet one or the strong one, and no one ever checked on your heart, okay? And that's where I was, okay? 2, verbal abuse. Words like, you ain't never going to be anything. You're too soft. You act like you're no good, like your father, or vice versa, like your mother. Words that scar, words that shape your self-worth. Physical abuse, I can talk about that as well. Discipline that crossed the line, slaps, beatings, bruises, normalized because that's how I was raised, yet no apology or repair afterwards. Financial abuse, you're guilty into helping everyone you made to feel wrong for succeeding, or worse, family takes advantage of you and call it love. Betrayal of trust. You confide in a relative and they share it. You were mistreated and no one believed in you. You were vulnerable and got silence in return. And the worst, but that's still your family. No kings and queens. Love is not proven by enduring dysfunction. You are allowed to say, this hurts. So what happens is, when the pain goes unspoken, it doesn't disappear. It forms into habits, fears, silence, or even self-hate. And that's what happened to me. You build walls, not bridges. You laugh, but you don't feel joy. You give advice, but never ask for help yourself. You explode over little things because you're reacting to isn't the moment. It's years of unhealed wounds. You stay busy to hide it, always working, building, hustling, because if you slow down, the pain may catch you. You self-medicate. Drugs, sex, overeating, gambling, anything that silences the ache and the pain. You sabotage relationships, pushing people away before they can leave, or testing people's love just to feel secure. You become the parent you feared, or the loved one that you feared. But here's the good news. The pattern ends with you. The dysfunction can end with you, because it did for me. If you're willing to face it, you can change it.